Hey there, I'm Lance.
I'm Sam.
And we are Love to Hate.
And today we're taking a look at 10 by AEG.
10 is a push your luck card game in which you are going to be flipping over cards, hoping you don't bust by going over 10. You are trying to get runs of cards from 1 to 10, and the different colors, the suits in this game, and the player who's able to do that the best without busting is going to be the winner in this game. Let's go down below, we'll take a look at how it plays, and then we'll come back and share our thoughts on it as a gamer and non-gamer. All right, here's 10 on the table from AEG. Let me show you guys how this push your luck game works. In this game, players are going to be flipping cards out from this central deck here, trying to not go above the number 10, hence the name of the game. And you're going to be using these little discs right here to bet and try to win other cards. So how this game works, you're going to start by flipping cards over one at a time from this deck, choosing to stop at any point. And so I mentioned that you don't want to go above 10. Well, there's two main types of cards. You have your regular number cards, and so I have a 4 here. I'm going to keep going, and they come in different colors, obviously, and they are numbered 1 through 9. So now I have a total of 5, and I'm going to keep going. I'm going to press my luck here, and now we've gotten our second type of cards. So these are currency cards, and they're going to show you a number of these betting chips. And how this works is you take whatever your total value of number cards are, and you subtract it by your currency cards. So in this case, 4 and 1 make 5, but minus 5 is 0. So I'm at a total of 0. But here's the other thing. I cannot go over 10 on these cards. So I have a total of 5 on currency, but a net total of 0. So I'm going to push my luck and I'm going to keep going. And now I have another currency card, and so this would cause my currency value to be 8, which is close to busting, but my total net value would now be -3, which means I'm nowhere close to busting. And in this case, I might say, you know what, I want to stop, because if I get another currency card that goes over 10, then I'm going to bust, and I don't want that to happen. Now I have a choice to make. If I stop before I bust, I can choose to either take all the number cards, or I can take the total of the currency. And I'll explain what each of these do. So if I take only the number cards, then I'm going to take those number cards and I'm going to place them in front of my player area, making lines of the different colors. And so I would start a line of orange and I would start a line of green. And if I got any more orange or green, I would place them in numerical value, because what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make my longest line of consecutive numbers in each color set. That's going to be the way that I score points at the end of the game. Alternatively, if I wanted to, I could have taken the currency here and I would have taken 8 of these betting chips. And if I didn't take the numbers, then the numbers would come over here to a central market. Because at the end of your turn, if you don't bust, then you are able to purchase a card from the market, paying the number in betting chips to back to the supply. So for instance, I wanted to buy this 4, I would have had to have had 4 betting chips to be able to do so. That is how that works. Now, let's see what happens if you bust. So going back here, if this is my line and I continue, oh, look at that, I didn't bust, and now I'm at a net value of 4. And I'm going to press my luck and I'm going to keep going. And oh no, I did bust. I have gone over my 10 for my number cards, because even though this is 8, and that would cancel out this 8, 7 plus 1 plus 4 is too many, I have busted. And so when this happens, you are going to receive a bust chip. Now this is special. It counts as 3 of these, and normally you can only have 10 of these, but these do not count towards your 10 if you have more than 10 of those. Now, when you bust, all the number cards are going to go into the market. And so that is going to be good for players on their turn, because when it is their turn, and if they successfully complete their turn without busting, then they might be able to purchase one of the cards that you busted on and you lost out on. Also what happens, the other players, when you bust, they're going to gain the currency of the currency card showing. So there's another penalty for busting and another reason why you don't want to bust. Now,
There are some special cards in the deck that will come up. They look special, obviously, and you're going to have an auction when these types of cards come up. So what these cards do, let me explain them real quick. This 3 right here can be a 3 of any color. That's why it has all the different colors on it. Same thing with this 6, it can be any color. When you see the pound or hashtag, then it can be any number. This one on the left here is any number, but it has to be blue, whereas this one is probably the most valuable card because it can be any number and any color. Now, when these cards come up, you're going to stop play immediately, and you're going to put this in the center of the table, and you're going to hold an auction. And starting with the active player, they're going to say, well, I'm going to pay a number of chips. I'm going to pay 4 chips, let's say. And then going around the table one at a time, each player is going to have an opportunity to raise that and say, you know what, I'm going to pay 5 chips. If you pass, you're out. And this continues until there's only one player remaining and they have to pay their number of chips back to the pile to be able to take this card and add it to their line. That's pretty much the gist of the game. When this deck runs out, all players get one last buy phase where they can buy something from the market to add to one of their lines. And then you do final scoring and you look at your lines and you get 1 point for each consecutive number in your longest line of each color. And there's 4 colors. You've got green, blue, orange, and then like a fuchsia color. And so 1 point for each number in your longest consecutive line of each color. Hopefully that makes sense. Whoever has the most points is going to be the winner, and that is how you play 10. Let's go back up top and share our thoughts on this one.
All right, we're back, and now we're going to share our thoughts on 10 from a gamer and non-gamer's perspective. Sam, first impression seeing this out on the board, different numbers, colors, you got those little gems or whatever they're called. What was your first thoughts when you saw this?
That you were going to make me do math.
Well, there is a little bit of addition in this game, I suppose, and some subtraction too.
It feels very much like a classroom
experience. A game. A game.
And that's not a bad thing. You know, those games that your teachers would have when you had free time. Like, it feels like something you'd find like in a middle school classroom.
It does. I get what you mean. That with the colors too, the bright colors here. It's interesting that the box here says it's for ages 10 and up, and the age range that you find on board games isn't, the best thing to go off of as far as can this game be played with
it's more
a 7-year-old. You probably could. There's a lot of testing that goes into that publishers have to do to get the age range to be a specific number. But it's interesting that that's 10 and up, because it is just addition and subtraction, and I think I can get another one in there. You could play this with younger kids, I think.
Yeah.
So anyhow, the idea with this game, you are trying to stay below 10 as far as the numbers go, or the little stones go, the betting stones. Sam, just as a non-gamer, what was it like trying to figure out how to do well in this game?
The actual getting your cards and staying under 10 and everything wasn't the difficult part. The difficult part, and the part when I was first told about the game that I thought, I don't know how I'm going to win, is getting a run of 10 in each color.
Okay.
It's the color that, because it's so random, you just don't know.
That is true.
What you're going to get. And
right.
I found that to be, I don't know if frustrating is the word, but there's no strategy in that.
You're at the mercy of what you get on your run of cards for about, I would say, 95% of the cards you're going to get in this game. You do get the one card that you can purchase from the market at the end of your turn if you don't bust, and if the market has exactly what it is you're needing.
So it feels like a game that has a lot of skill as far as push your luck, but then there's so much luck in it.
Yeah, it is. This is one of those games that is, it is all push your luck. There's not much beyond that. There is maybe a little bit of resource management, I guess, because you are spending those betting, I want to call them gems, but that's not what they are, stones, I guess. And using those to be able to purchase from the market.
Yeah.
But that's such a small part of this game. The biggest part of this game is the push your luck element. Let me ask you about that. The push your luck element, flipping over the card, was that exciting? Because when it comes to push your luck, that's where the game, that's the crux of this game. Is it exciting enough? Does it keep you wanting to sit on the edge of your seat to find out what happens next?
Yeah, we played this. Did we play it with 4 people?
We did. We played it at 4.
I think it played really well at 4. Of course, that's the only group I've played with. I think it plays better at higher numbers, though. I think that it becomes more of a, I don't want to say party game, but everyone's watching and everyone's
it's a more exciting experience.
You busted. Like
it's a more social experience at that
than
point.
it would be if we just played with just me and you.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I do agree with that. Now, this game does play solo. And if you're somebody who only games solo, well, then this might be something that would be good for you. But if you're somebody who typically doesn't play solo and once in a blue moon you need something to play by yourself, I don't know if this would be the one that you'd want to do it with, just because it doesn't have that edge of your seat social experience that you would get from most party push your luck games. For me, I don't know. I felt like this was more of a miss for me than it was a hit. And I think you, on the other hand, you found it to be more...
I liked it.
Yeah.
I mean, and push your luck can be hit or miss for me, for sure.
Yeah, for me, I think this was more just... and maybe I just had bad luck in my games that I've played in it, that I kept busting, and I didn't feel like there was a way to kind of overcome that. There are some rules built into it, as you saw in the rules portion of the video, that you're not just completely straight out of luck, but you're not going to do well if you keep busting in this game, I feel like. And sure, that's just your choices, but you can bust after 2 cards. I mean, you can get a 9 on the first card, and you're either going to take that 9 and you got 1 card, woo!
Yeah.
Or you're going to risk it and flip over a 3 and boom, you're dead.
Yeah.
So, whatever, but...
I think I had more fun with this game because it felt more like a social thing because of the people we played it with. So.
Yeah, I will agree. This is going to be one of those games that it's going to depend upon the crowd you're playing with more than likely.
It's an easy game to explain, which always helps when you have a mixed group.
So let's get into our pros and cons on 10. Your thoughts as a non-gamer on this game, Sam. What were the things you enjoyed about it?
I mean, it's really easy it's an easy setup. It's easy to understand. It is really social and fun. I think cons would be it's so luck based on who wins.
Pretty random.
But it was so fun that at the end we didn't really care who won. But if you're really in it to win it, it's probably not the game for you.
Right, and I think I would agree on everything you said there. It is a quick game, 15 to 30 minutes. I think that's probably a pro. That it is so much luck that it doesn't go on for 45 minutes to an hour. That's probably a plus there for it. So, all right. Well, scale of 1 to 10, love to hate. What are you going to give this one?
I'd probably give it a 6.2.
6.2?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'm right there in the same range with you. I was going to say maybe a 6, just flat 6 there. Yeah. One that, I'm glad we got to play. Don't know that I want to come back to it too much.
Yeah.
It'd have to be the right crowd, quite honestly, for me. So that's 10 from AEG. Go check it out.
Make sure to like and subscribe and push that bell button so you get notifications of all our new content.
I'm Lance.
I'm Sam.
And we are Love to Hate, where we try to bridge the gap between gamers and non-gamers. We'll catch you next time.